Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. And I want to talk about a series that I hold very dear to my heart. I want to call this video Mega Memories. Now, how I discovered Mega Man was actually through rental stores. I have a very funny story to talk about this. Every once in a while, like every other weekend, or if I got really sick, my mom would take me out and let me rent a video game. Well, I had gotten the flu. I was really sick, and I think my mom felt really bad for me. So she decided, to take me out and rent a video game. And I went to this mom and pop rental shop called Fran's Video. And, it was a different time back then when you would rent video games. Unless you read it in a magazine or you heard it through word of mouth, you had to judge a book by its cover. In this case, cover art. And I was sitting there looking through all the games. I was wanting to play something a little different, and I saw the cover of Mega Man 4.
I couldn't believe it. Never before did I play a game where not only I could choose the way I wanted to beat it, but the choices would impact the whole game with this rock, paper, scissors concept. I knew I'd found something special.
I was blown away. I had never played a game like this, and, I knew about Mega Man, but the only way I knew about Mega Man was actually through the Captain N cartoon, which if you guys have watched that, it's not the best portrayal of Mega Man. He's kind of a little person with a helmet visor that sounds like he just smoked 4 packs of cigarettes, who was obsessed with the word Mega. And so I was really surprised to find a game like this, and with it being the 4th in the series, I knew that there were 3 more of these games that I had to try out, and it kind of became a scavenger hunt, because I knew Friends Video had Mega Man 4. Then I went to a department store that my mom used to always shop at called Rose's, and you could rent movies and video games there, and they had Mega Man 3. So then I played Mega Man 3, and then I went to Blockbuster, which had Mega Man 1 and 2, and when I played Mega Man 2, that was the game that was like, okay, this is one of my favorite series of all time.
With the introduction of the Super NES, a lot of our favorite video games got beefed up, so it only makes sense that the Blue Bomber would too. Mega Man X took everything I loved of Mega Man and not just built it from the ground up, but kept its core intact. And now Mega Man could dash, wall jump, and he would get so many different cool armor upgrades to help progress throughout the game. And not to mention, it introduced one of my favorite video game characters, Zero.
Mega Man X took everything I loved about Mega Man and made it better. With new mechanics and bigger levels, had a really awesome soundtrack. I think Storm Eagle is probably one of my favorite video game songs of all time. And also, Mega Man X was the first time I actually knew about Mega Man being called Rockman in Japan. I remember I didn't have a PlayStation or Sega Saturn at the time, but I would, pick up video game magazines and turn towards the back, and a lot of these magazines had like import sections where you could look at games overseas that you could actually order online. And I remember seeing Rockman X4, and I was just like really confused about that because I saw it was Mega Man. I was like, did they change his name? I liked Mega Man. But I learned that it was called Rockman in Japan, and it made a little bit more sense with his sister being called Roll, and combining it together, rock and roll. I thought it was a great little pun, and I just love the Mega Man X series.
In 1997, for the Sony PlayStation, Capcom released Mega Man Legends. This game, with its beautiful art style and different gameplay, was a breath of fresh air for the series. And this was the game that also introduced Trombone and the Servbots, who would become fan favorites.
Now, the Mega Man Legends series. Now, this was a game that I really enjoyed, and it really took me by surprise. Now, I knew a lot of games back then were going the 3D route and making, like Mario 64, we had Ocarina of Time. A lot of these games that were initially 2D games had the 3D reboots. And Mega Man Legends took that aspect and made it a whole new game. It was a whole new universe. And I really enjoyed it because I'm a huge action RPG fan. And for those who haven't played Mega Man Legends, the best way to describe it, it almost, to me, honestly, it has almost a Ocarina of Time feel to it. the open exploration, and I really liked the fact that you could go to towns and you could go to these little, like, almost like dungeons with the tunnels, and you were a miner and you found remnants of old technology. It was a really cool, like, beautiful apocalyptic world covered by endless ocean. I thought that was a great opening to start the game with. And I never had a chance to play Mega Man Legends 2 or the Misadventures of Trombone, but granted, if I can find these games for a good price, I would love to give them a go because I love the Mega Man Legends series. Now, the Mega Man series has just gone up in value. You know, the Mega Man X, the early titles, and some of the early Mega Man games on the NES are, you know, they're worth quite a penny, especially if you are fortunate enough to find them in the box. But Capcom did make an alternative. They made some anniversary collections. I had Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the GameCube and Mega Man X. And, you know, if you're a casual gamer and you're not a serious collector, but you want to enjoy the essence of Mega Man, I highly recommend these because these are so much cheaper than getting the actual cartridges. And one of the reasons why I'm talking about Mega Man is because Mega Man has came back, you know, in some essence, in some form. It's this spiritual successor of Mega Man, Mighty Number 9.
Keiji Mifune, the father of Mega Man, is putting out a brand new game from his Kickstarter entitled Mighty Number 9.
So anyway, guys, definitely support this Kickstarter because, you know, without getting into the whole Capcom finasco, Mega Man's back in the best way he can come back with, you know, the father of the series, Keiji Mifune. And I'm very, very glad that I was fortunate enough to actually join the backing with it, and I'm really looking forward to this game. This is probably one of my most anticipated titles this year. Well, anyway, guys, tell me some of your favorite Mega Man memories with a comment below. Maybe tell me your favorite Mega Man game of all time. I would love to hear from you guys. And speaking of Mega Man fans, I wanted to also plug a podcast I will be a guest on September 28th. I will be on I Got Gameplay Podcast. Really, really nice guys. I was a guest on earlier episode, and what's really cool about this episode is not only are we going to be talking about Mega Man and Mighty Number 9, but we're going to be sharing our memories with one of the biggest Mega Man fans I know. You guys know him from Happy Console Gamer, Robman. So definitely check that out. I'll have the link below to the description, and also the link to the Kickstarter as well. So guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.